Hello Napoleonic fanatics, and we're back as Napoleon's legions are marching across a Spanish plain, it seems like, here in today's NTW3 battle, and we have a 4v4 here with 4 grand French armies, or should I say imperial armies, because it's not all French here today. Russia has sided with Napoleon in today's battle, and they are facing down against a Austrian and British and Prussian coalition in this one. So yeah, I don't really know how you'd merge those three together, like an Austro-Prussian, Anglo-Austro-Prussian alliance, maybe something like that. Maybe that would be how you'd phrase it. But yes, Russia has decided to side with Napoleon. And we do have, it's 1804, it's like, I think this is like when Tsar Paul II was technically, it was like allied to Napoleon, and he had like, him and Napoleon had designs of like, going through like Turkey and like invading like Persia and then going all the way to India. I think that generally was there like a theory, well not a theory, but there's like a battle plan for that, like concocted, like Tsar Paul was all for it at the time. And look at this, Austria is going in deep, and he's going to get a 6-pound artillery here. Early doors, it might cost him his cav unit, but it's going to get an artillery unit, which is definitely worth it. Actually, you know, they're not redlining at all as the cav, and instead he might get a second one. It's a horse artillery, 8-pounder. Oh, that musket volley there might just do the job though, and get rid of the lance. But a second one coming in here, another little lance unit coming in from this Austria army. It looks like they are going to get the 8-pounders, I'd imagine here. They catch them ever so slightly. Here comes a huge Cuirassier unit on its way, and they are being employed to try and kill off this this cavalry. And yeah, they've just about saved the 8-pounders, I think. But yeah, both of them got out there alive, and that was very, very lucky there for the French, nearly losing 2 artillery pieces very early on. But yeah, what a start to today's fight. It's all guns blazing. We are, yeah, early on in to this battle, and yeah, what a great start. But yes, we do have 3 French armies. Actually, yes, 4 Imperial, but 3 French. We do have 1811 Spain here. We have 1809 Spain. We have, yeah, 1804 Russia, and then we also have 10.1809 Austria over here as well. Why we've got some big Cuirassier units. That's kind of what like they bring. They are, you know, the heavy cav champs are these guys, as 1809. And yeah, they are yeah, getting those ready and set up. And looks like they're going to be facing off against one of the Austria armies over here. I think we've got 2 8-point Austrias. We've got I think 1814 and 1805. I think this one might be the 1805. I think 1814, yeah, has a different banner. It does, and it's got more of like a yellow banner over here, and that's 1814 there. We also have the 10-point like Anglo-Spanish army, so I guess it's Austro-Anglo-Prussian Spanish army. I don't even know how you combine those 4. That would be a weird cocktail, and it is a weird cocktail. You get those sorts of things in NTW3, but we do have yeah, 10-point Britain here with like the Spanish as an asset as well. Whether they brought any, I do not know yet. And then we do also have a 10-point Prussia over here, making up that Prussian sort of cohort of today's allied army. But yes, I do hope you guys are looking forward to this one. And if you are Napoleonic fanatics and you're new to this channel, we do a whole bunch of NTW3 on the channel on a regular basis, whether it's streams, whether it's battles like just this one recording, ones that are sent in by subs. But yeah, if you're new around here and you want to see more, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment show. So it really does help out the channel. We're working towards 11k subs. And yeah, we're slowly but surely getting there. And for those of you that have been around here for donkeys, welcome back to another Napoleonic battle. I'm hoping you're looking forward to it. And I've got yourselves some snacks and got yourselves some drinks. As yeah, we should have a really, really good one on our hands here today. I've been told by the subs that sent this one in. I hadn't covered it for a few weeks, and they said, Pope, you need to check this one out. It's a really good battle. And yeah, looking at some of the results, it does look like it was a very, very bloody one and a very, very fun one, that's for sure. 1809 as well, looks like they brought a whole bunch of provisional infantry. It's kind of like their thing. They kind of just spam out the provisionals. And also looks like a lot of Bavarians brought as well, so it looks like they're going to, brought cheaper infantry, but instead they've got very expensive, very heavy cavalry units. I think they're covering the guard as well. They have got some grenadiers. They've got 3 of them. They've got a German one here, like a allied, maybe a Wettenberg Grenadier and then 2 French ones here. So they've got some melee capability. And I think, yeah, all of these look like they're just L3s. There's no, like, Bavarian Grenadiers hidden in here. So yeah, that'll be an interesting army, seeing how that works. I think probably the 2 Spanish armies are probably going to go shooting. I imagine a lot of cav as well. There's a lot of dragoons, big units of dragoons as well, amongst them 89, yeah, 86. So yeah, there's some big units of dragoons. They will do a lot of work, but yeah, a lot of Laguerre I can imagine, and also it looks like Spanish Guard back here. So we've got Spain on both sides in this one. We've got Bonapartist Spanish, like the Fusiliers, the Royal Guard here. And yeah, it looks like we've got a whole bunch of like line infantry of Madrid, and they just more like line infantry of Toledo. And we also have Spanish potentially for the, well, we did see some Spanish light cav, so they have brought some of those as well for like the royalist Spaniards as well. So Nassau like light cav here just skirmishing out. It's kind of crazy to think most of these people are going to change sides and go against Napoleon.
This building has fallen to the enemy.
Really did have it, you know, like down bad, to be honest. Like Austria, Prussia, Nassau, Spain, Russia, all at different points were like sided with him, and he was the master of Europe. It was just really Britain was the only one that just refused to give in throughout the entire war. Even Portugal, like fell to him at one point. These Portuguese troops here for the Spanish British army. Like Portugal, there's a Portuguese legion that served with the French. Sorry. Kind of crazy. And looks like, I mean, these look like, yeah, Laguerre. I don't know if they're gonna go in a melee, but they are really running up into position to try and duel with these Caçadores here of Portugal. And it looks like the French are going to go in for a charge. Well, I don't know. Maybe they're not. They look like they're just going to see whether they could form squared. I think the French player probably knew that they could. Britain and most of the Portuguese light certainly can form square. And they're taking the opportunity, I guess, with them forming square to try and get some volleys into them. It was a really good tactic. And now the French go in with the cab as they come out of square. And they should get both these Caçadore units, I'd imagine. But certainly at least one. They're going to form square with the other. But again, the same thing will happen. The French will just form up with their light infantry and start blasting them while in square. It's now a 4v1 that Les Americains will probably return. I imagine it's not actually an American light cab. I imagine it's just like light cab that served in America at some point. That's how they got their name. I always did think that though. I was like, oh, American troops that serve in France? It's like, no, that's probably not the case at all. The Americans are busy with their own 1812 stuff. Yeah, there you go. Laguerre managed to get rid of those 2 light infantry there for the Brits, and that's an early win there for the French really in today's battle. And yeah, here come the Brits, and looks like Spanish as well. We do have these light blue troops, the Spanish army. We do have British troops here, the classic red coats. And looks like the Caçadores are returning, but they won't be as effective a second time around. So yeah, more Spanish here as well. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be an actual proper hybrid of British and Spanish here. And there are some Spanish units that are in red coats, like, and legit these are like red coats provided by the British Army. Like the Spanish couldn't, like, I guess dress their own troops. But these are definitely looking like they're all British troops, British red coats. So it doesn't look like so far there's any copycat Spanish red coats just yet. Yeah, lots of. I imagine it will be a mainly red coat British army. It's 10 point. I imagine the British infantry isn't exactly too expensive. And here we go, charge coming from some Prussian lights. By the looks of it, looks like they're going to the chasseurs here. And yeah, both sides now going to duel it out, and both sides might rout each other here. Prussia routing first. France will follow here, as this looks like a dragoon type unit's going to come in here for Prussia and just deal any sort of like death blow that needed doing. And there comes the Cuirassiers, and actually France did get his lights out of there, so that's very good. A miracle, the miracle of Valmy, and they certainly got a miracle off there, getting away the Cuirassiers. Yes, coming in to save the day. And actually, I think it might be. I don't think it's a dragoon at all. I think it is a Prussian Cuirassier. It's probably why they're over here, is because they've seen that there is a French Cuirassiers amongst this army. So Prussia was probably like, well, he was over here, but he's also like, I'm just gonna beeline to face him down, because yeah, Prussia's heavies are probably the only thing that can really match off against the Cuirassiers of the French in today's battle, at least. Unless Austria's brought any himself, they probably could give it a good go. But French Cuirassiers are like another level, I feel like, of Cuirassier. Probably the Russians, actually, if they were on the Allied side, could match them. Some of their Cuirassiers are pretty damn good. Here comes that Laguerre that's been so successful earlier. That's back in the front lines, and it's blasting off against the Brits and the Spanish here. This is going to be a tough fight for the French, and this is why you bring Laguerre. I mean, obviously, the Spanish campaign, you know, this is like the sort of units that would have just faced off against the Brits, but and yeah, you need lots of lights to face the Brits because you're going to be in a line fight. Unless you're going to try and get the Brits into melee, which is still a viable strategy. It's melee to a certain extent, but shooting is just much better. Melee is definitely been nerfed in recent patches. We do have Grenadiers very tactfully put behind this windmill here, and they are just taking some cover from the line fights, and they're, I think, going to get ready for a melee charge when the time is right. Dragoons also mustering forward here. Looks like they're going to be going in before the Brits can set up another line.
Has fallen to the enemy.
And it looks like, yeah, something's fallen to the enemy, to the coalition. And yeah, it looks like it's just looks like it's a Grenza or a Schutzen maybe. I'm not quite sure what that is actually. It looks like maybe a Schutzen. I imagine it would be for something going into a building. It's not like it's really on the front lines. It's probably just, you know, being captured for LOC reasons. For those of you that might be new to NTW3, LOCs are, like, you know, very important objectives that actually are worth points in NTW3, unlike in vanilla Napoleon. So, like, there's a 2 point there, there's two 1 points in the middle, and there's another 2 point over here. So France and the coalition both hold 1 2 point each, and really the coalition, actually no, sorry, France holds the other 2 1 points. So the coalition really need to get a move on and try and take some of these points, because if it was to, like, the timer was to run out, instead of it being a draw, the winner is the one that has the most points from LOCs. So yeah, as I said, if the battle is to end at this very moment, France has 3-2-2. So, sorry, no, 4-2. My math is terrible, apparently. So they would win. But yeah, France actually is backing off from this line fight. He's getting skirmishes now into position. Some Baden Voltigeurs and some just French Voltigeurs as well. And yeah, they're going to just sit there. Whether this Grenadier plan is still going to happen, I don't know. But yeah, the Laguerre falling back, these Grenadiers I would have thought are vulnerable to musket fire soon. And the Dragoons also giving ground. Looks like they're not ready yet to go in. There's a huge battery back here for the Austrians. This is 5-gun battery here that is just getting set up. I imagine that's something like a 5-pounder or something like that, or maybe a 10. The Austrians seem to work in usually 3s, 5s, and 10s. They do have some the odd 8s. But yeah, I'd imagine it's probably a 5-pounder. That amount of guns in it. But yeah, huge battery there. France now on the offensive here with the miracles of Valmy. They're coming back, I guess, just trying to, you know, keep in touch with the Prussian camp. Maybe a little too close here now. But whether they're trying to bait them in to get the Cuirassiers, you can see, are massing on this right flank here. And yeah, here we go. The bait has been taken here by Prussia. And Prussia is going to go in. He should wipe the floor with that light cav there, and you can see the light cav try to get out, but it's going to get routed here. And here go the Cuirassiers, and it looks like there is another one back here as well for the Prussians, so they're also committing all their cards when it comes to heavy cav. And there you go, Cuirassier clash has begun, and the Prussians are getting routed here instantaneously, and the second one trying to get out there, but the French are not letting off. The 12E Cuirassier going in, and they're going to try and catch up with these Prussians. We're now trying to turn around. That general, yeah, the general staff is really close to the front line and to this cavalry fight here. If they were to carry on this fight here, the French, they would be in very much in distance of killing off this general. I think he came over to try and rally the Cuirassiers, give his side at the edge. But you can see the French are chasing them down. They need to be careful not to get too exhausted, too overextended. And yeah, I think he's done the right thing now, trying to get out of there. I mean, even if he, like, retreats and the Prussians chase him, there's a second one ready to back him up. And he's done the right thing, because he's getting close to infantry here, and the infantry will just absolutely pepper his heavy cav. But what a result early doors there for the French on the cavalry front. They've done a really good job there, forcing back one heavy cav, and also routing what looked like another lighter cavalry unit as well for the Prussians. Here we have the first Laguerre Prussian. I'm pretty sure this unit here has insane shooting stats, but has terrible morale. generally think that is like the case with it. If you actually get really close to it or if you flank it, you'll rout it immediately. But these guys can shoot really well, apparently, if I remember correctly. And they're winning slightly, so they're proving my point. Prussia over here really sitting back at the moment as well. I can't forget there's 2 different Spanish campaigns. You've got 1811 there, and then you've got the 1809. I forget which one's high point. So actually 1811 is the lower point. The higher point Spanish campaign looks like it's facing off against Austria. So they're actually mismatched. Like the low point is facing the high point for the coalition, but then the high point Spain is facing the low point coalition army. So they have to try and make their advantage count both sides here. Like Britain needs to really batter away at 1811 Spain, or 1809 Spain needs to really batter at Austria. But maybe they plan just to sit back, support each other. That would also work. I mean, France over here, the Austria campaign, France is really battering the door down on these Prussians. I mean, if you can get into melee, I don't know, maybe not. Maybe he just wants to shoot this guy out. He might want to. Provisionals here, they're not really for shooting. Sorry, they're not really for melee, but maybe the Bavarians, maybe they can melee okay. So he has got some grenadiers, we did see them, so they imagine going to get used on A flank, probably with the heavy cav, try and smash through somewhere. Prussia does have a second line here ready to go, which he probably will just use to support. I don't think it's going to, stretch his line out. I just want to overstretch, because if he was to be smashed through somewhere, they could probably then wrap him up completely. I've also just realized this Russia army has moved from left to right. It has come all the way over to this other side here to now duel against this Austria player. I think this Austria player, if it's the, I think it's the 1805 one, this is just going for full militia spam. This is 1805 Tyrol, I think. It's certainly a Tyrol army for the Austrians. I think that is the case. That this is just like the militia spam strategy being used. It's certainly a viable strategy. All you got to do though is get into melee, and you can quite easily deal with it. Dragoons here of Novgorod coming forward. I'm pretty sure it's a really good dragoon unit as well. That's been sent forward to try and get the guns. They've been scared off by Austrian cavalry. And looks like, the line infantry here for Voltigeurs falling back, just getting blasted here. Voltigeurs to the line, blasted by line infantry of Prussia. And here we go. This is where the hammer is going to come, I think, here on this flank. See the heavy cav massing up. And the grenadiers are mixed in, I think, amongst the lines of the provisionals. And with the heavies as well on the flank. Yeah, here we go. We've got it's not Joseph Albert, it's the 30 Cuirassier, the Gros Coups, going straight through the middle. They need to keep going. These Prussians probably can't form square, especially if they're in the middle of the line. And in they go, and now they've got to back it up with infantry. They've got to get all these guys in. We've got your line infantry here, and grenadiers aligned. This is going to be the hitting point here, and they need to get into melee here. As you can see, the light infantry, they're going to start to shoot into the Cuirassiers and do devastating damage. The French need to charge, and charge now. In go the line infantry and the grenadiers for the French. They're going to break that unit there, and there goes the line infantry as well, the provisionals getting in, and the heavies can either extract themselves or they can continue the push if they want to. A really good charge here from the French. This is showing that melee can still work. But my gosh, can it be costly. I mean, that provisional there is getting absolutely battered, and it's getting thinned, to be honest, a little bit. But they're breaking through. It does not matter. The French are through. The heavies have done really well. They're tired as this one, but the second one can go in. These Cuirassiers can just, if you wanted to, probably go for them. I wouldn't go for the lights. I'd go for any line infantry, probably. They could, the lights more than likely can form square. Here comes the heavy. It's shadowing its French counterpart. And I think it's maybe going to try and charge some of these French to try and throw back the infantry. The heavy cavs coming forward. It is tired. But I think it, again, is also going to want to try and double team the Prussians here. And here we go. I think the French are going to clash here with the Prussians. And we'll see who wins that. I feel like France probably has a better chance to actually line up some line infantry and just blast the Prussians. Or he could just double team it. If he got the 12th E in, he could probably just charge it in the side, but we'll see. The Grenadiers continue for the French. And the Prussian infantry here, seeing their comrades already routing. You know, they're red and orange lining just because of that. And also, I mean, there's probably friendly fire going on here from the Prussians. Probably shooting their own heavy as well as they're shooting the Cuirassiers, who are losing slightly for the French. And they look at that. Maybe the Cuirassiers are going to be beaten by the Prussian ones. Nope, they are not. The French win just about. That was lucky, I feel like. Line infantry there, but the Bavarians broke. But there's always more to come forward. And Russia is on the advance here as well. Looks like they're getting some support from the French provisional dragoons here, but thrown back for now. But there is more line infantry, more melee fighting going on here as Jaeger goes in. They're fighting some of the militia. They should beat them eventually. It just takes a little bit of time. Yeah, Prussia here is getting thrown back. He needs to fall back if he can, but I think he gets outpaced by the French. These guys are just quicker than him. It's a very powerful but very unwieldy weapon, is Prussia. Yeah, 1806 Prussia, yeah, very tough to use in some cases, really. And looks like, yeah, Austria here now having to throw back the French again. Les Americans and the Russians trying to break through. And then in they go again, charging. And they're just trying to break maybe this little Austrian. There's actually, oh no, these are Russians fighting for the Imperials. I thought were the Russians fighting for the Austrians, because there is like an Austro-Russian corps, but it is not this one. Yeah, here we go. Looks like, you know, Britain is being forced back, but it's not really Britain. It's actually Spanish Grenadiers by the looks of these by the looks of their uniforms. For some reason in the front line shooting, and they're getting forced back. Here comes some dragoons as well, chasing down the Spanish Grenadiers there, and then a general has died, and it is the Prussian army without a general now. Leaderless is probably going to mass rout here, and it looks like Russia actually has got some hussars now wrapping around where the Prussian army is, and he looks like he could have gone in for the back lines here of the of the Austrians. I mean, now obviously 1809 can also threaten the Austrians here. This Austrian army here needs to start to backpedal, and quickly. Yeah, this player has done his job now. He can just start to help swing in on the Austrians and start to force back them and try and get some support there. Looks like the French, though, yeah, really struggling against the Brits. I mean, even though they've routed a couple of Spanish units, they are still, I'd say, losing out in this line fight. A lot of their units are redlining, though it seems like Britain's gone in. Spanish Grenadiers going in. He's trying to get rid of this artillery. He might do it, or maybe the Italian guns will hold. If the Legere of Spain went in here, he probably would rout it, and actually both routed. So that's really mission success there for the Spanish.
Sir, this day will soon be yours.
Apparently this day will soon be theirs. I don't think so. We've still got plenty to go in this battle. Plenty to go. The Hussars there, yeah, just right. Looks like the final unit of Prussians there. Now it's on to the Austrians. They were orange lining, and they still will. As soon as if they keep backing away like that, they're going to get routed. The Hussars now have to change tack to go for a little Ulan unit there, trying to save them. And I mean, if I was the militia, I'd just set up and just start blasting with your sheer mass. And you can see here, I mean, there's a bit of farming going on from the heavies. I guess they're going and chasing in the direction of the Prussian heavies here, but they need to freshen up. These guys will be knackered. Yeah, they're exhausted. They just need a little bit of infantry support, though, and they can probably win any sort of melee fight. And provisional infantry here, yeah, just meleeing this Prussian square, and while they do that, I was going to say other units can flank around and just shoot, but no need, they're routing already. And yeah, Prussia leaderless and generalless and all of just armyless is pretty much done. I mean, it was a very flat line. I mean, they just did not prepare. They saw what was stacking up on that flank and did not really support enough, I feel like. Then also they got baited in early and lost a good chunk of their own cavalry, and I feel like that Prussia army, you know, like the build, you usually could bring a lot of Prussian cav. I feel like they just did not bring enough to contend with all those heavies. Could have demanded more, I feel like, from Austria. And yeah, here we go. Grenadiers, the line, have been used by the Spanish campaign in helping to rout some more of these Austrians. This Austrian army here is in danger of getting cut off. If the Spanish campaign could just really punch their way through, which they almost are, this Austrian army here will be cut off between the Spanish and the Russian armies. Or the Spanish campaign, I should say. But there you go, it looks like SARS with King's German Legion They're clashing here. The square's been formed by the Fusiliers, the Guard. Goons also getting stuck in for the French. And here goes Spanish Grenadiers. Spanish versus Spanish. It's a civil war here in the center of this battlefield. Good side shots from the Legere here, helping to try and rout those Spanish Grenadiers. Here comes, looks like some British line infantry. Yeah, get the red coats in there, get them doing some stuff. Looks like French Legere's been routed, and also looks like the Dragoons have been forced back. Whether the square here can hold against the Spanish Grenadiers, I don't know. Actually, the Spanish Grenadiers might get routed themselves, you never know. It's not looking good for this 10 point. This 10 point seems like he's slow to get his forces forward. Lots of militia type units here coming forward for Spaniards. And yeah, finally this 1814 Austria's getting into the fight. He's having a really dash forward here. He's facing a load of just Guard Civil in front of him. And he's got, look at this, he's round the back as well with Cav almost. He could just keep flanking and just get in behind and threaten generals and just the rear lines of the French. Like this 1814 army really should have been on the front foot a lot earlier, I feel like. Because yeah, the left for the coalition is looking rough now. Russia's getting stuck in. I think both these are evenly pointed. Yeah, 8 point against 8 point. With support from the 10-point Austria campaign for the French, they've got the advantage. I mean, they're just really being a support force. That's all at this point. So look at that redlining. I mean, I think this is just because they're just, well, they're not militia actually. They're actually German infantry, so that's kind of surprising. Yeah, the militia spam is running for it, as you can see here. They need to sort of like tuck in and defend the flank of the Brits, who are in a bit of danger themselves being flanked, as you can see here, with young Guard Voltigeurs of 1811 and some more Grenadiers of the line. They're all sort of like threatening with a bit of a flank here. Fusiliers of the Royal Guard as well. Yeah, a whole bunch of good shooting stuff on options here for the French. Lots of Spanish Legere and also, yeah, like for the Young Guard and the Fusiliers of the Royal Guard. So yeah, some good shooters, that's for sure. Brits going into melee. Don't think this is really how you should be using them, but hey, get them blasting. But maybe they feel like they've got to try and melee to try and get something to happen. I mean, the French do something like they're containing. Okay, now I'd say it's certainly a lot better now as the shooting situation for the French. Seems like I said, Britain's in a bit more of a sticky position, being shot at from multiple flanks, threatening of an outflank. And the same thing seems to be happening here. Austria now actually getting some good results against Guard Civil. Looks like some big cav units. Looks like light cav of some sort. Yeah, getting some good results there. France actually being baited out, and now Austria could get a good side charge here, hitting these Dragoons if he wants to. The Chasseurs as well. But yeah, definitely this is a good opportunity here for Austria to win some cav fights. Maybe turn the balance of power around on their flank. Yeah, the Guard Civil here being forced back, and Austria just needs to keep supporting his cav fights with infantry here. And he would win these fights. And there you go, Dragoons being routed as Austria sort of, yeah, just keeps baiting the French cav away. I guess they're going to try and get the second cav unit in to support and turn this into a 2v2, not a 2v1 in favor of France. And there goes the side charge. They rout the Dragoons, but I mean, they're going to get routed themselves potentially here, or the Austrians, if they're not careful. There goes the cav in the back lines of the French. Well, actually, I don't know. That seemed like a bit of a pull through them, but one side or another there. The Chasseur Cheval just seems to, I don't know, phase through the Austrians. Yeah, there's more cav available for the Austrians. I don't know why they just didn't bring it forwards. That could be crucial winning this cav fight here. Guard Civil looks like it might be returning, or whether it's close to routing already, I don't know. But yeah, Austria really needs to get on that, just keep their foot on the throat of that 1811 Spain. Well, not 1811, sorry, the 1809 Spain. But yeah, we're going to see Westphalian Chevaliers come forward, and they're going to try and charge some Spanish, and also a King's German Legion Dragoon, Hussar, sorry, not Dragoon. Chevalier is pretty elite, if I remember. Or maybe not. Might not be an elite one. I thought the Westphalians were pretty elite Chevaliers. It looks like they are going to lose anyway. The Hussars of the King's German Legion are also pretty elite in their own right. France has pretty much ignored any sort of resurgent Prussians. There's a couple of units here that are returning. But yeah, it is probably the right move. Just get over here and try and tuck in with your allies. Don't worry about like just a small amount of forces when you might lose the battle elsewhere, and your troops, you know, can make a big difference further down the line. Certainly on that left flank, they're going to need cav. Heavy cav of the French would be very useful. Here comes a charge into the Guard Civil from the Austrians. They should route that pretty quickly. They can just keep their way, working their way down the line. Like this Austria just needs to just keep pushing forward. And with the cav on the flank, they can mop up a lot of this. This is all Guard Civil here of like Madrid. There's like one squareable Laguerre now shifting here. And the guns are very vulnerable for the French. Very vulnerable. And the French routing again. Austria getting out of there. Bizarrely, I would have just kept chugging away. But Britain just needs to hold on. Austria is now arriving, you'd say. Starting to do their bit. This other Austrian army as well kind of got to hold on. Jeez, I mean, there's two huge batteries actually for the Austrians here. Yeah, there's a 5-gun battery there, and there's another one there. There's some huge batteries here. We've got the Brits have another couple of guns there, but yeah, huge amount of batteries for the Austrians. They have brought every gun available in Austria to this battle. Prussia managed to keep one horse artillery alive. You know, good to see they're doing their bit for the team. That horse artillery could be very useful in supporting some line fights. Does look like it's going to go right in the middle of the line here, and it's, yeah, I mean, it's going to duel against some Voltigeurs and maybe help shoot some French line infantry or light infantry. In Austria, yeah, this has got to be the pressure point here for the coalition. They've really got to like put more pressure on this. It's just a lot of little militia units that's being told to hold here. Stop the coalition. I mean, we've got Bavarians here. We've got Bavarians on both sides in today's game. These Bavarians for Austria, yeah, they've got to just maybe think about being really aggressive, keep advancing forward and try and rout these Guards Civil. There's a whole bunch of like allied troops here for the Austrians. I guess this is kind of like 1814 Austria, and like all the German miners are in this army. Honestly, I think this might have been a straight split 50-50 with the Spanish campaign and the Spanish army and also and Britain. I honestly think they have not got a lot of Brits. We haven't seen many. There's a lot of Spaniards. You do see like the odd British unit here and there. Like there's two here. Yeah, more Spaniards and another Spanish unit there. So like I'd say yeah, maybe 60-40 in favor of the Spanish. Like the amount of troops that like the composition of the army. Yeah, here we go, Austria, yep, just keep pushing on. The cav's way wide right now. There's nothing at all as well. I mean, looks like France is sending Cuirassiers, got a tiny little unit 48 left there. The other one's still very healthy at 109. It looks like they're sending them maybe to the flank. They would obviously kill the Austrian units here, but it's whether they can catch the Austrians. That's the main thing. Allied building captured, so yeah, the French have occupied these ruins back here. These 1 point in the back, which Austria really is pushing onto. Like, I mean, these couple of units here could really just clear out them. I mean, it's just some Laguerre. Not exactly the strongest unit for melee. And there you go, another. It's the Laguerre Prussian with the 0 morale, like 1 morale. They've finally been routed. Took their time. Britain's actually moved a whole bunch of troops over here as well. So this might be where there's more British line infantry. But again, looks like most Spanish. Here's a British unit. And here's another one. But yeah, it is, again, still majority like Spanish, I'd say. Or they just shifted down. I think they might have just shifted down. That's all that's happened. I thought it was like another part of the British army, but they've just tilted. Austria's taking more responsibility, having a more fresh army. France is now just, you know, chip away at these Spaniards. Keep going. Wait until 1809 arrives, and also Russia, to be honest. Russia is kind of like sat back now. I don't know why it hasn't just persisted to keep attacking 1805 Austria. It was kind of also just disappeared. We can't really see him with line of sight. Yeah, I don't think he's moved anywhere else. I think he is still on that left. Russia should really still keep challenging him. And there you go. Austria's gone in with a little cav unit. Went after guns by the looks of it. Dragoons try to stop them. Looks like they are going to be successful in stopping the artillery crew's going to get out of there. And the cav routes, but the artillery can't move anymore. Can't follow the retreat. And here comes Austria. He's definitely running forward. He might be going in for a melee here. Or he's just looking to clear the ground quickly. But there you go. Also on the other side here, France has got into melee. Grenadiers to the line. They're redlining. Whether they're getting friendly fire, I don't know. But they are getting... I don't know if they're getting filmed or not there, actually. I'm not sure. Might have been. France needs to really hold this line they're currently on if they want to keep their artillery alive, keep using that for support. Really nice that the French have occupied this building, though, of La Guerre, because it kind of becomes like a linchpin, sort of like left of their left flank now. They can just like kind of just say, well, this is a really strong point. The Austrians are going to get through this, so they want to then continue to keep flanking around with infantry. Cavalry, on the other hand, they're way in behind with their cav. France hopefully is aware of this, and also the Russians, and they're going to just, you know, keep their beady eye on that and protect generals and artillery from that sneaky cav. Orange lining though for some of the Spanish infantry. Yeah, line fight generally wise looks like certainly the militia are losing. France is kind of like a 50-50. Actually, I don't know. He looks like he might be winning mostly. Actually, in this front line, yeah, most of these guys are winning slightly. So yeah, I think actually that is the case. And here's the other Prussian Legate unit. I think this might be the well. I think both of them have like terrible morale. But yeah, these are some big units. I think these are the ones I'm thinking of. And Prussians on both sides as well. It's like I said, this like Napoleonic period generally got like crazy uniforms, and you see those uniforms participating on fight for both sides of the coalition imperial, like Prussia and Austria both fought on both sides. Same with Russia. And yeah, speaking of Russia routes, looks like the remaining sort of Prussian units have returned from routing. Voltigeurs, the Royal Guard, just getting ready to chip away. It looks like 1805 Austria has shifted, and it looks like he's going to go support his comrade in arms, 1814 Austria. It looks like he's going for another round with the French here. These layers of the Guard look great, they really do. I mean, yeah, most of France's uniforms just look perfect. They really do. They honestly, they've got the best of all of the Napoleonic era. And Sappers of Mine, another grenadier unit, that could be quite useful. Here comes the Cuirassiers though, once again, shift to that left flank, but they're going to give it another go, but this time against Austria. After their initial success against Prussia, we'll see how they can do here. And they look like they mowed down this poor Austrian unit here, the Hungarians. There goes one infantry unit. Might have caused these other ones here to rout as well. Got two more redlining here for Austria. There goes the second. A third, I'm sure, will follow. Actually, there you go. There's another one over there. I didn't even realize that one was in the fight. And there you go. 4 infantry units breaking these Cuirassiers here, getting great kills. Are we going to see any squares form here? I do not know. And looks like they were trying to go. They are tired of the heavies. And here, actually, yeah, Prussia, I forget, still has his heavy cav alive. But it is, I think, pretty battered and also has no general. So morale-wise, it's not going to be great. You can tell it's already red lining for a bit there, orange lining. France needs to get something up and start shooting it. And Austria, you know, really maybe should have tried to hold his line. Try to shoot the French heavy as well. It looks like even without support, the French heavy is going to win. It's very much green lining, unlike the Prussian one. And there you go, Prussian heavies getting out of there. And the French are going in for a melee fight. But it is the line being very much thrown in now. They're being kept in reserve for this for a reason. These are like 1809's Austria campaigns, grenadiers as well. Yeah, it's not just like, it's not the Spanish campaign army over here like helping to support this push now. It is 1809 Austria campaign. He's moved from right to left, from all the way over here, and is now helping his French allies. I don't know if that Austrian cap's still alive. Russia does have a little hussar in the back lines. I guess you're keeping an eye on it. They could keep getting a little bit tighter to it. Oh no, there's an Austrian cap there. Yeah, very much still alive. I think the Grand Battery moved ever so slightly here for the Austrians. Whether it's been battering the Russians, I do not know. But it does seem as though, yeah, 1814 might be for Austria might now be out. Does seem like that might be the case. I think the heavy cav charge just broke them, which is too much. 1805 Austria here though is now starting to throw back. Some of these French units, the grenadiers, have been scared off. I'm going to keep going in. These militia I don't think are going to do that great against Bavarian line infantry, but I could be wrong. I've been known to make mistakes before in my predictions. Still seems like, yeah, they're still losing against the British line infantry in a line fight. Shows how damn good these guys are. Keep on blasting, boys, for king and country. And this is not good, yeah. I was going to say line infantry on like 1809 again, you know, showing his strength. Just showing like he can be just about everywhere now because he's defeated his opponent. I mean, I could bring up the Cuirassier as well, potentially. And yeah, just really threaten this right flank. I mean, I think this was... I don't know, actually. That might not be able to form square. I think it's a Portuguese unit, not a Spanish. So it's more than likely probably can if it's on the flank. I mean, and Prussia has returned some forces. I was going to say, if I was France, I'd probably go after the Austrians instead here, 1805. And also now the resurgent Prussia. It's not like too resurgent, but you know, a couple of units here and there. Squares being formed here, helping to hold the line infantry of Bavaria in place. Also, this other one's getting absolutely blasted. Looks like it's by German grenadiers of the Austrian army. And yeah, I think this push here by the Bavarians is actually starting to stall a little bit. They could do with having some Guard Civil support here, it seems.
Your men have been routed,
And
sir.
yeah, Spain is actually just helping to rout some stuff. General being killed. How? Not quite sure how. Maybe friendly fire? Not friendly fire, like general snipe? I think that must be what it is. Is general being by the artillery? I guess a rogue shot maybe killed it? That must be what it is, because it's still 7 out of 60, and I can't see anything routing that's would have Like the Cuirassier, I would have thought would have been guarding that general and would have routed anything they try to charge it. So Russia now generalists as well. That could be of an effect. We'll see. Maybe the coalition are making a little bit of a comeback. If they can get rid of Russia, they've got a chance. There you go. The Brits were routed actually by Spanish line infantry. That is despicable to see. Heavy cavs smashing into these Brits. I think they can't form square. They're just small units now. See the Cuirassiers again getting a taste for blood. Get the provisionals into to combat against these this British square. They've got a good chance of routing it, I'd imagine. Redlining now, I think it's because the friendly's routing around them. Also getting shot in the back. It looks like a Leguer and Young Guard. Like the French have done a great job. Really good. Like went to the form square against the heavies. They just shot the unit, and then the heavies have been well supported, well treated as well. They've not over committed them if they've started to get too exhausted. It's light cav, yeah. I don't know where this has been, but it needs to be the front line, or have gone in behind as well, because it is quick moving. Could have got a general maybe with it. And there you go. The lights going in up against the heavy cav of France. And yeah, Prussia's going to side shot. Well, actually, he was trying to think maybe side shot the Cuirassiers. France now puts some units in the way to block it. The Young Guard being one of it, and there you go. The Leguer again charging on in. Prussia again without a general. Morale's going to be in a pretty bad state. And Russia, to be honest, I think is actually peeled off from his attack after losing his general. There is also Austrian cav just still lingering here. It's just being a constant threat. Maybe that's why he's falling back, because he sees that cav there. And yeah, it's just slowly they're just attritioning them down now. The coalition is a lot of skirms that are just left back here. Where have these guys all come from? So many skirms there. They're just being left at the back. It looks like just forgotten about. We've got a Leguer here just farming kills on the Austrians. Poor Austrians there, getting farmed to death. I guess just making sure these guys don't return. Leguer here though, nearly close to routing. Don't know if it's going to make much of a difference. Where the coalition should fall back to their huge gun batteries. Might be a play. Get those huge 5-gun batteries on canister mode. They'll blast a few Russian and French heads off. In go the Fusiliers of the Royal Guard. I do like bringing the Spanish Royal Guard. You don't see them very often. There you go. We're out of them nice and easily. And looks like, yeah, Leguer also just mop these guys up here. Spanish forces in the 1809 France now just making sure these guys stay gone. It looks like Russia got charged by SARS. They are going to form square there, the Grenadiers there, stop those cav in their tracks. I think this Austria still does have a general. I think Britain and maybe both Austrias still have their generals. I think only Austria's lost theirs. Oh, sorry, only Prussia's lost his. Could be wrong though. I can't see the other like 1814 general. I think that's why he maybe mass routed a little bit. Yeah, I think. Oh no, he's there. He's right on the front lines for some reason, right by some provisional infantry. Russia's evidently trying to go for the guns, having no joy so far. His grenadiers are going to go in. The guns are abandoned, and I think this is Bedenberg light cav, certainly German light cav. They're going to fall back. It's not going to even entertain charging the Russians. Maybe they fear they can form square. Russia somehow is still here. First to go for the coalition, really, but he's also going to be the last to leave the battlefield by the looks of it. Looks like Prussia Sorry, Austria and Britain are already getting out of here. You know, with the amount of Prussias, Russias, Austrias today, I'm getting my head jumbled up. There you go, the Grenadiers. I think Svoidny, are they like Swedish Grenadiers? I don't know what Svoidny. I feel like we see these guys a lot. They're just like Grenadiers of the line or something like that. Is that what it means, Svoidny? I really do not know. They can't form square though, so that Austrian cav could charge them. A building did get captured. It is actually the other 2 point over here. So the French are in command of, I think, all the LOCs now at this point, which is incredible. Yeah, if it was finished now, France would win on LOCs for sure. And I mean, they'd also win, really, to be honest, in theory, with like what forces are left. I mean, there isn't a lot left. I mean, you can see France is, bare bones. They have got more bare bones than the coalition. Well, I think they're having the issue of re-rallying in a few places, but then getting rerouted. I think they just... France had a couple of cav units, but they've run out of cav. I think even their heavies are all gone. I don't even know if they've got... They must have that other Cuirassier, I would have thought. But maybe not. Oh, there it is, yeah. The Cuirassier Les Glaives. 30 of them left. I mean, that's not going to be enough. They need like a light cav just to chase them down, but they're all gone. So they're either having to shoot their way to victory, or they're going to have to try and just charge them down in melee with infantry, which is always tough. Like Guard Civil here routing, I think because of that exact reason. I think they've been trying to charge these guns. I think Britain as well. If I was Britain, I'd be sniping out that Cuirassier, trying to get one last hurrah. You know, don't let the heavy cav survive this game. It's done so well as well. Definitely have like, I don't know, maybe 300-400 kills potentially. I honestly would think so. One of them might, mainly because it farmed a bit. And yeah, more Castores getting routed here. They're gonna get seriously routed by the unit that has like 1 or 0 morale. Looks like they are. I mean, it's 1 or 0 morale if they're just like on their own. If they have support, I presume they probably boost each other. There you go, Mulligan. About a rout. I think they just nearly got routed by skirms. Yeah, I mean, if I was coalition, they are just to stand their ground here. I imagine they won't retreat any further back. These guns are going to be there, sort of like last stand. It's not like a decent amount of cav. 2 units. Austria, yeah, really like saved their cav till the last minute. Maybe a bit too last minute. There you go. I think they got 1 Laguerre, but the Prussian Laguerre stands strong, and the cav got out there alive. I'd just say push up. I mean, you put the Cuirassier maybe through the middle, might route that gun. Looks like it's going to go on the right hand side here, and just try and whip around the Austrians, which is not a bad idea. Russia's coming forward as well. Yeah, Cuirassier just was charging here. I don't think these guys would probably form square. Yeah, it's a 50-50, I feel like, with German line infantry. I hope they can. They can form like not the hollow square, but like the pike square. There you go. And yeah, here comes the melee charge. It looks like it's just Guard Civil going in there. All they have to do is just disengage the guns. They don't have to win themselves. They're going to get routed by Austrian cav here. The Austrians, I think, are going to route something of their own. I think it is actually the artillery crew they've routed with their own friendly cav charge there. But now with the artillery, like, you know, not able to engage, the infantry can move forward, and it just makes the whole job a lot easier now. Oh, they're going to get a general though here. That is, to be fair, a bit of a result there for the Austrians. They're going to get that French general, whether he's still alive. Michel Ney, there you go. He has died as Ney. Just kind of pushed forward, and now, you know, all of a sudden, there's 1809, like Spanish campaign army is now without a general, which is quite funny. They lose their general at the last sort of gasp. I think the British general's going to go in. I don't think it's got really anything left, and the Austrian one might as well go in as well. 1814's general, I think, is gone, but I'm not really sure. He was right in that front line we saw for a moment on that road. I presume he got pulled back, but I don't think he has been. The cabs are still going in, being a menace, and still doing a lot of damage to these provisional light infantry here. And there you go, another one rout. You know, the French, you know, we've done a lot here in this last sort of like stand. The Austrian cav here doing a lot of good work. There's a light cav here for the Austrians actually breaks through the corner of French infantry. Don't know if it'll stand though. It's redlining being shot at even from range. That might just rout. No green line. It's okay. The Russians get into melee on that right flank. You get here, yeah, just trying to do their bit. The Austrian Grenadiers still holding on to the blast.
Your men have been routed, sir.
And yeah, more and more still getting routed. 1809, yeah, just I think it's finally sort of, you know, waning. They've done so much of this heavy lifting for this, for this French army. They've taken out an entire Prussian army. They then came over in here and helped take out the Brits and also the Austrian 1805 and a good amount of 1814 as well. And now, yeah, finally starting to give in. It's just like the final little bits of 1805. Russia does have a light cav left. Just have like a little light cavalry unit. They should have got this in earlier. I mean, there you go. Russia's managed to get Austria's general. I mean, he's also just getting blasted by Voltigeurs the line. And there you go. Oh, what's a more like Austrians just returning? And there you go. General being killed. And I think we're just going to fast forward now as we just wait for the French and the Russians just to help clear up these last few units. I might even just make a quick cut for you guys because I think, yeah, we know the French are going to win. The French and the Russians are going to win. It's just how long does it take for them to mop up these last few units. So yeah, I'll see you guys in a moment. Well, we are here at the end results. I did take a little bit of time. Another general had to die. The British one, I think, fell as well. And yeah, the Austrians just kind of like returned and just got blasted by the French. And the Russians, I think, also chased off a few like returning Austrian and British units as well. So it did take a little bit of time. So you didn't really miss out on too much. The French did win. It is a French victory. But what a victory. It really was costly. There was not a lot of French units left. At the end, as we saw, the French kind of like didn't throw it away, but I think just like knew they were going to win, so they were just kind of like casualties are not acceptable now, sort of thing. They could just kind of throw men in, knowing they were probably going to win out of sheer weight of numbers. But yeah, hopefully the end results have appeared as well on your screen while I've been wittering away here. This is sent in by G. From his perspective, I believe he's playing his 1809 like Austria campaign for France. So you'll have his unit stats we'll see in a moment. But yeah, a great fight from everyone, really good. Yeah, both sides played a really good game. These are, yeah, like usually the people I play with in streams, and yeah, a good bunch of players, a bunch of like guys just generally. But yeah, really good fight. Thank you very much, guys, for sending this one in and getting a great battle for me. And thank you for all those that watched as well. Yeah, if you got this far in the video, well done. Give yourself a pat on the back. And yeah, well, let's have a quick look at the unit stats as well quickly. So yeah, 630 kills for a Cuirassier unit. My gosh. And the other one got 213 unit kills. So yeah, that's insane. Yeah, the Cuirassiers MVPs of this game really have been. Grenadiers, the line, getting good kills as well, 176 and 114 kills. The Grenadiers and the Cuirassiers combining really well to get that early victory against Prussia. Voltigeurs the line, a skirmisher getting 100 kills. You don't see that very often. And another one getting 98 kills. It's very good. The German Grenadiers getting 74 kills. But yeah, there are the rest of the kills if you want to have a look at those as well. For G. But yeah, really good kills for the Cuirassiers. Insane. Really good. But yeah, there you go. We'll leave it at that point there. Do check out some of the videos appearing on your screen if you haven't checked out those glorious replays. Some good NTW3 battles there. But yeah, don't forget to hit that notification bell and subscribe if you want to see any more NTW3 shenanigans. This is the place to do it. But until next time, guys, I'll see you in the next one.